Tonight there will be a new name on the Northern Ireland League Cup trophy. Both Ballymena United and Carrick Rangers have produced impressive performances on their way to this showpiece occasion. Cup fever has well and truly gripped these County Antrim towns. Both teams have sold out their allocation. Ballymena have the upper hand in the 3 league meetings this season, winning by an aggregate of 9-2, but Carrick are yet to concede a goal on their way to the final. It's Ballymena United against Carrick Rangers, and it's live on Sky Sports 2. Well, good evening. This promises to be a special occasion for many of these players. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Steve Lomas. And Steve, both these sides have never won a League Cup final. How will that impact on this game?
Well, it's a chance to make history, like you say, Paul, for both teams. I think it's very important how they control their nerves and emotion. They've got to try and concentrate on the roles and responsibilities within the team structure and try and get back to playing a normal game.
Well, you saw some colourful characters there in the crowd. It is special for them just as much as it is for these players, as the players receive the welcome of the Mayor of Ballymena, also Gerard Lawler there, the Cliftonville chairman, and they will be looking forward to this one. It has been a long time coming for both. Ballymena did reach a final just a couple of seasons ago, but they ended up on the losing side when they lost to Cliftonville. That's Jim Irvin. One of the most experienced players in this Ballymena side. He has won trophies galore with Linfield under David Jeffrey, and that is the Amber Army, the Carrick Rangers fans.
Yeah, you can see it, both looking forward to it. It's a great occasion, a packed house at Seaview, great atmosphere. Probably in favour of Ballymena. They've sold twice as many tickets as Carrick, so it might be a little bit more like a home game for Ballymena, but I'm sure the Carrick fans will create a great atmosphere.
Well, let's have a look at tonight's lineup. Ballymena have certainly benefited from David Jeffrey's winning mentality. In Cahir Friel and Johnny McMurray, they have one of the most formidable strike partnerships in the league. 30 goals between them this season. Tony Kane has passed a late fitness test. He scored 18 goals this season, 12 of them penalties, 4 free kicks and only 2 from open play. Well, Carrick have suffered a late blow with the news that right-back Stephen Quigley injured his knee in the warm-up. Lee Chapman is drafted in. Daniel Kelly is the top scorer with 5 goals this season as they fight relegation. But in Eamon McAllister, they've got someone capable of getting them up the pitch to relieve pressure. Well, among the Ballymena subs is Darren Henderson, scorer of the 3rd goal against rivals Coleraine in the semi-finals when he finished off a fine team move. For Carrick, it's a special day for 36-year-old Glenn Taggart, a one-club man who made his debut 20 years ago this month. And let's have a look at a couple of the key players. We mentioned them there, Steve. Friel has the potential to make a difference in this final.
Yeah, everybody's been looking at Catherine Friel for a few years, and David Jeffries, all credit to him, took a chance on him. Everybody wondered, could he take the goals from lower down and bring him into the Irish League, and he certainly has done that with abundance. He's formed a great partnership with Johnny McMurray up front, and they'll have to keep close eye on him, the Carrick back four.
Today's referee is Ian McNabb.
There is Brian Neeson, who has been past fit for this game as well. There was a real scare for Carrick in the game last week when he injured his ribs, but some speculation all week whether he would make the starting 11. He is there, and as a result, Carrick have named a goalkeeper on the bench, which they haven't done at times this season. There's the referee tonight. It's Ian McNabb, one of the 4 FIFA officials at the Irish Football Association. And we are ready to go for the Northern Ireland League Cup final. How do you think, Steve, these players will handle the occasion? Certainly not experienced, not many experienced players in terms of winning trophies.
Yes, you know, it's like any game. You want to get a good first touch, a good pass, ease yourself into the game and get a bit of confidence early doors.
Well, the game being played at Seaview in North Belfast, home of Crusaders. It's the first time this venue has hosted this specific occasion, and it is more or less a sellout. Both sides have sold their allocation. We think around 813 tickets sold by Carrick Rangers, 2,200 for Ballymena, and it's Ballymena with the early attacking intent. A straight sprint race and a chance for McCulloch to get on the ball for Carrick Rangers.
Exactly what Big Davy Jeffries would want, a high-tempo start, getting the ball as quickly as he can up to McMurray and Cafa Friel. They're the danger man. He wants to supply that service and hopefully they can get the goals.
David Jeffrey brings a winning mentality to this club. 31 trophies as Linfield manager. He took over Ballymena in March, kept them up with 3 games to go. They secured their league status away to Carrick Rangers. Here's an early chance for them here. Chance to get the ball into the penalty area. Carrick will have to be careful on how they deal with this, and McAllister, inadvertently or not, does manage to deal with it. And it was a good touch inside the penalty area. We have wondered whether nerves will get the better of inexperienced players on an occasion like this. We'll soon find out, but there's certainly commitment on show in the early stages. Back at the venue he knows well. He won the League Cup as a player with Crusaders.
Yeah, and I think everybody wondered whether Aaron Callahan would have came here and been a bit cautious and played 5 in midfield, but all credit to him. He's went 2 up top and he's going to try and pose his own game on Ballymena.
He did switch formations a couple of weeks ago to a 4-4-2, and there were immediate results out of that here. Carrick had the biggest win of the season. They beat Ards by 4-0. And here come Carrick with Daniel Kelly, the top scorer. He's slightly late. And Keelan Loughran, son of boxer Eamon Loughran, former world welterweight champion.
And I think if there is an Achilles heel that Ballymena have got, they're great entertainers. They score a lot of goals, but they also concede a lot, and it's something that David Jeffries will want to rectify next season, and hopefully then they can challenge for the title.
Yeah, the 2 teams today with the worst defensive records in the league this season should guarantee us goals instead.
Well, hopefully you haven't put the jinx on it, Paul.
Friel has got many of those, 19 for Ballymena this season. He scored 46 the season before in the Championship 2 division with Limavady. Speaking to David Jeffrey this week, he was keen, after he kept Ballymena up last season, just to give players an opportunity, a chance, and Friel is one of those. He's very keen to plug these young players who are just looking for a chance at the top level of football here in Northern Ireland. Yeah,
and like I said earlier, you know, a lot of people looked at Cafa Friel at Limavady. You know, he scored 44 goals last year, and everybody wondered could he step up to the mark, and David Jeffries has given massive belief, and he's repaid him in bundles.
And what we'll get from these 2 teams, no shortage of work rate. That is first and foremost the key characteristic for both of these managers. It is a physical league at times, and there's no shortage of honesty on show.
And not just that, there are plenty of quality. You know, some of the goals Ballymena have scored this year, and you know, talking about Tony Kane, the dead ball specialist, some fantastic goals. His free kick last week against Crusaders was befitting of any league.
Just a hopeful ball in to that left channel, and one that Eamon McAllister will chase down all day. And Jim Irvin, we mentioned him. He did win the League Cup twice with Linfield. Deals with the danger, but there's McAllister. And yeah, Irvin was part of that Ballymena team that reached the final a couple of years ago. They lost to Cliftonville. Very experienced player, and somebody who David Jeffrey describes as playing the best football of his career, and quite the compliment considering what he won with Jeffrey at Linfield.
Yeah, and I think obviously he's building a young squad, but he knows what he's getting from Jim. He's had him for quite a few years, and his experience tonight will be invaluable.
Ball just gets away from Friel, who has scored in every round so far of this League Cup campaign. It's Chapman thrown into the action, wasn't expecting that. How will that impact, Steve, on a player not expecting to play, expecting to be on the bench for such an occasion, and then all of a sudden a player injured in the warm-up and has to come in?
Yeah, it's difficult, but hopefully he's warmed up properly and, you know, he's got his mind right. You know, always as a manager, you want the subs to be focused and, you know, ready mentally, not just physically. So it's very important that he gets a good first touch early and gets himself into the game, you know. Hasn't had time to really think about nerves.
I think Ian McNabb had already pulled that one back. Ballymena slightly frustrated by that there wasn't an advantage play.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I've got this free kick. First real chance to get bodies into the Carrick Rangers penalty area. Tony Kane, not surprisingly, is over that delivery.
Yeah, not just 18 goals, but also many assists this season, and it's deadly from set plays, corners, free kicks, and 12 penalties to boot.
Will be Kane to deliver, and it's a decent looking one that Neeson has to deal with. Could get... Well, it was a deflection from McCaffrey, and it has gone behind for the first corner of the game.
Yeah, decent ball in, and Brian Neeson comes and takes the pressure off his defenders, punch clear, ball breaks to Frey McCaffrey, and good shot, but Carrick are able to regroup and get a deflection to send it for a corner.
Well, two centre-backs, Loughran and Owens, both posing considerable threats here, and that's one that's gone awkwardly over Neeson, and in the end Carrick get away with that one.
And I think it's a ploy, David Jeffries. Obviously, Brian Nielsen's a small goalkeeper, and they've obviously tried to block him off, coming for it, for the cross. But the referee's seen it in his favour, and I think it was the correct call.
That just shows how close they were making contact, Ballymena. They did train on this 4G playing surface this week. There's Neeson again.
He's not the biggest, but he reckons he's the best shot stopper in the Irish League, but I think it'd definitely be a ploy. All set pieces will be bent in onto the goalkeeper.
He was actually sent off in the 90th minute of a game against Ballymena earlier this season. The score was 3-3, and Gareth McKeown, a defender, came on and had to face the penalty deep into stoppage time and saved the penalty. It did finish 3-3. And Neeson, when he went off injured last week, was replaced in goal by Mark Surgener, the captain, in the 2-0 defeat against Linfield. Surgener conceded both goals, but did well.
It's amazing what a cup final will do when you in recovery of injury. Obviously, a bang to the ribs, but it wasn't going to stop him from playing tonight.
He's been knocking on the manager's door all week. Here comes Carrick, and this is a chance. It's Daniel inside the penalty area, and he's just been slightly over-eager there, and he's conceded the free kick.
Yeah, and that was great covering from Jim Irvin. We're just speaking about his experience. Gets round, it's a lovely little slip pass to Daniel Kelly, and Irvin gets round on the cover and defends very well, and Kelly unfortunately just fouls him.
Surgeon are away towards that strike duo of Kelly and Noble. Great communication, and may allow Ballymena an opening. They've got good numbers forward in this attack.
And that's probably something they've been guilty of, Paul, this season. They score lots of goals and get a lot of bodies forward, but at times leave themselves open to the counter-attack, and maybe that's why Aaron Callahan has went with the two up top, so they can go from back to front quickly.
Early frustration then for Friel up front. One thing Carrick did do well in response to that was they got men behind the ball quite quickly.
We're just looking at Aaron Callahan. One thing, when he first came in, he said he wanted to improve the fitness and the defensive structure. He certainly got that, but the main problem that they have got is scoring goals. So they've got to try and keep it tight. I don't think they're going to score 2 or 3 tonight.
There's McAllister. Just that heavy touch has allowed Ballymena to regain possession. There's Miller. On to Friel. Friel will test out Chapman, see if he is mentally ready for this game. McCulloch looks for Noble. Does he have the switch on? He does, and he successfully finds TJ Murray. And Clark. Here is Chapman. Good tracking from Fran McCaffrey. It's thrown into the Ballymena penalty area. What can Carrick make of this? It does look like a good opportunity. Sets of players just settling into this one. Here is McMurray, and again Carrick get bodies behind the ball to help out defensively.
Yeah, and that's a defensive structure that he has set in place. All players know the roles and responsibilities, not just when they've got the ball, but when they haven't got it. That was great covering from Murray.
Here is Jim Irvin. Stayed forward for this attack. Towards Friel, cleared by Chapman. Now Miller. Again, 3 blue shirts in the box. Good technique in the end. Always rising, but a statement of intent.
Yes, good play from Leroy Miller. Good cross into the box. And Johnny McMurphy pulls on the far post and tries his spectacular left-footed volley. Difficult skill coming away from the goal, but signal his intent.
Well, I mentioned Ballymena had trained at Seaview this week just to familiarise themselves again with that surface. Carrick actually ground shared with Crusaders for a couple of seasons, so they should be fully familiar with this venue. Will that give any sort of advantage?
I think, yeah, if you get used to playing on the surface, it's certainly different than grass. You know, like we said, there's no excuse for any bobbles, but the bounce sometimes is a bit erratic, and obviously if you've had time practicing on it, it certainly helps.
There's Mark Surgeon, a Carrick captain. He's Ballymena born. In fact, he still teaches in the area at Cullibackie School. He had 154 appearances for Ballymena Surgeoner. School did tweet this week, "Good luck, sir," even though I would imagine there are a number of Ballymena fans in that school.
I would imagine he took plenty of stick in the build-up this week, and all friendly banter.
Well, we haven't really seen Ross Glendenning called into action yet, and this might be the first chance for Carrick to get the ball into that Ballymena penalty area. And McCulloch and Marty Murray both over it. Murray just moving away, so it looks like it will be the left foot of McCulloch. What can they conjure up? Ballymena comfortable. Chapman's under pressure. Was there a nudge? Yes, there was. Says referee McNabb. Friel penalised.
Yeah, and that was a little bit silly from Cafa Friel. He had the defender in trouble, running back to his old goal, and he's given him a get out of jail free card. And it was a stupid foul to give away.
Both sides have been impressive on their way to this final. Ballymena have been free scoring as a theme we've come to expect from them this season, but Carrick maybe doesn't quite come as naturally, but they haven't conceded a goal the whole way through in the 4 games it's taken to reach here. An impressive away victory against Glenavon in the semi-finals. Everyone had Glenavon down as the favourites, and that might just serve as a warning to Ballymena. And David Jeffrey has been warning his players this week about Carrick Rangers and that underdog mentality. They were at the centre of one of the most famous cup upsets here, but here is a chance for Ballymena, and it's Jenkins making his move from the central midfield area.
Yeah, the veteran midfielder. Cross coming in the box again from Leroy Miller, and the veteran midfielder Alan Jenkins making his way into the box, and probably should have done better. He just shows his delight on the cross and give Leroy Miller the thumbs up for a great delivery.
Murray looks forward. This may bounce kindly for Friel. Is there a shot on? Friel will take his time, and the flag on the far side was up. And once again, we see that frustrated look on the face of Carrick.
Yeah, he should be looking across the line. It was a decent ball and a flick on, and it falls to Friel. You're seeing it here. It's a diagonal, and he's just slightly offside and shouldn't be. Obviously, he has a full view across the line and should just have checked his run and waited. He had no need to gamble early.
Easy to see why he has scored 19 goals this season. He has looked lively in and around that area, and you wonder, is something, once it falls for him, once he gets that rub of the green, is that where the first real goal threat is going to come from today?
Yeah, he likes to play on the shoulder, and sometimes you can run offside if he just takes his run early, but he's always looking. What I like about him is always looking to run in behind where defenders don't want to go. Doesn't always want to come to feet. He leaves that to Johnny McMurray to do that job.
There's McCaffrey. It's going to be cleared by Clark. And we saw how much bounce there is on this 4G surface. There's Noble. Got his way out of trouble. The ball towards TJ Murray. He's just cut out. No chance for Miller. Good tracking by Martin Murray.
Isn't for the first time, but Leroy Miller down the right-hand side has showed plenty of adventure, wants to get forward at every opportunity, but it was great covering from Carrick's Martin Murray.
Long throw. We saw a feature of the Glentoran's play last night. It's that long throw, and Tony Kane has that as well, and he's been able to deliver by foot this time. Was allowed to awkwardly bounce in the area. Kane moves it on to Jim Irwin. Surgeon is going to have to do some defending, and has conceded that corner.
Yeah, strong play from Johnny McMurray. Doesn't let the defender have an easy ride. Gets his body across him and outstrengths him. Possibly a foul. Referee could have seen it either way, but he gives Ballymena the benefit of the doubt on the corner. And again, we're looking at McMurray trying to block Brian Neeson off as the corner comes in.
It is Miller to deliver again right on top of Neeson, and clearly, as you mentioned before, Steve, it is a tactic.
Yeah, I think Brian Neeson did very well there. It was good delivery, just dinked in. Lovely cross from Miller, almost onto Johnny McMurphy's head, and Neeson comes and deals with it, and that's good goalkeeping.
Here comes another one, not on top of Neeson as much this time. Carrick have been able to deal with that, but you speak to players in and around this league, and he is quite deceiving, Neeson. Yes, he's not the biggest of goalkeepers, but his athleticism is something that he gets a lot of praise for.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of keepers that size tend to stay in the line, but he's going to be aggressive, and he thinks, he backs himself. That's what I like. He backs himself on crosses, coming to help out his defenders.
Surgeon just loses out to Friel, and him and McMurray get their wires crossed, but that's enabled Carrick to bring it away. But they do have 30 goals between them, as we mentioned before, that strike partnership. And a battle with a couple of balloons there. McCulloch, another one of those powerful runs. And what can Carrick come up with? They're inside the area here. This is a chance for Carrick. He appeals for a penalty. It might fall kindly, and that was a chance. That was the best chance of this game so far, and it fell to TJ Murray.
Yeah, McCulloch breaks forward from the left back. Burf comes and it finally breaks to TJ Murray. Mistake from Ballymena on the right foot half volley and just cuts across the ball high and wide. He just needed to control the shot a little bit better and go for the far right hand post, and that's a great opportunity for Carrick to take the lead.
Have they another chance here? And the flag has gone up.
And this is what we're talking about. Ballymena, obviously very good going forward, but they have that defensive frailty, and occasionally it's concentration. I think Big David Jeffries alluded to it through the week, that they've got to be switched on when they're attacking. It's when they're at the most vulnerable.
And the chance before for TJ Murray. He scored against Armagh in the third round. A glorious chance to get a second. Almost dropped kindly for free.
Yeah, it's a ploy. Alan Jenkins again, very good in the air, very strong. Getting on the diagonal and almost picking out field with a headed knockdown.
Is there a tackle for Ballymena again? Mason has to deal with it, and deal with it he did. He watched that all the way, and he was forced to act from McMurray.
Yeah, we spoke about Ryan Nielsen's shot saving ability, and this is a great attempt from Johnny McMurphy on the volley, dipping volley, trying to loop it over Nielsen, but great athleticism and turns it over the crossbar. Fantastic save from the Carrick goalkeeper.
This game beginning to heat up. Here is Miller with the delivery. And that has that taken a touch off a Carrick Rangers head? It has. That's why Leeson is so important to Carrick. He's been well tested this season as Carrick battle relegation. And he may have more to deal with here, as being allowed to bounce in. Can they get a shot away?
It was Alan Jenkins again breaking, and you can understand why Ballymena are probably open to the counter. Both midfielders get forward.
And they look open again as Carrick advance and pick out a good ball, and again it's just those fine margins, isn't it? Ballymena, they do like to live on the edge, but it's why they have scored so many goals this season. Ross Glendinning, 7 clean sheets, 22 appearances this season. McNally away. Miller will deal with it before TJ Murray can advance on it. McCulloch has played every minute of Carrick Rangers' campaign so far. Here is another chance to get the ball on top of that Carrick six-yard box.
Certainly good targets in Kyle Owen and Colin Loughran. Alan Jenkins as well, another physical specimen in the air.
Looks like a decent delivery. Shot, maybe able to get that away. Orange wall blocking the effort, but it is hit, and it's hit well, and it wasn't far away.
Yeah, comes from the corner. Great defensive header from Carrick. It drops the edge of the box. Another block. Comes back out to McMurphy, and a right foot volley, trying to guide it with a little bit of fade into the far corner, and Nielsen making a desperate dive and delighted to see it go by the post.
Well, he's already scored 2 goals against Carrick this season in his 3 appearances. Ballymena have won the league games 4-1, 3-0, 4-1, 3-1 and 2-0.
You can understand why they score lots of goals. Both had plenty of shots and not scared to take it on.
Now a chance for Noble to get at Ballymena. Coming across to deal with him is Kyle Owens. Here's McCulloch. Piece of skill from McCulloch, and he has been able to get the ball in. Not dealt with convincingly.
Super little bit of play, little drag back from Stephen McCulloch.
TJ Murray, he's just done too much there, hasn't he? And Ballymena are able to bring it away once more. Now McMurray.
He likes drifting out to that right-hand side and picking the ball up and trying to go at players and make things happen.
Bubbles, ambitious.
Yes, I think he would have been better just playing that wide and keeping Carrick back in a defensive shape. And you can see Big David remonstrating to him, just keep the ball. Don't let Carrick off the hook. It was very ambitious, a shot from all of 40 yards.
And McCaffrey, he's in somewhat of a purple patch. He has scored 5 times in his last 7 appearances, so you get the understanding of where the confidence has come from for that effort.
A little bit misguided, but I'm with you, Paul.
Murray forward. One for Kelly to chase. Miller does his job defensively, but it's back with Murray.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Miller. He's normally a midfield player, but David Jeffries has converted him to the left-back area, and he looks very confident and comfortable in that position.
Is there a break on here for the strike force of McMurray and Frail, but it's well dealt with by McNally.
Yeah, great defending from McAnally, not just once but twice, and you can see that Aaron Callaghan, that defensive structure and shape is being very good. You're seeing Johnny McMurray going at the defence, but solid. McAnally in the tackle, not just once but twice.
Decisive defending. I mentioned before that David Jeffrey has warned his players all week about Carrick's pedigree as underdogs. They did win the, as we mentioned, that 1976 Irish Cup. It was one of the biggest shocks in the history of this league by beating Linfield. They were a second-tier side at the time, and they reached the final and won that. And the following season, they played in the Cup Winners' Cup here at Seaview against Southampton.
Yeah, a lot of people are believing in fate. I think obviously Ballymena the favourites, so the pressure's on them. You know, the longer that Carrick can keep it tight, there's always an opportunity, and you know, Ballymena there giving the ball away, getting a little bit frustrated, and that's all credit to Carrick and the shape, and they're frustrating them, they're getting in Ballymena's faces and not letting them play.
Peter Osgood played for Southampton that day in the Cup Winners' Cup. It was a game possibly best remembered for Carrick's Davy McKenzie being dropped from a stretcher as he was carried off the pitch, something that Peter Osgood apparently found very amusing. But Carrick appeals for a free kick, and they are getting stuck in. There's a foot left in there by Murray.
They're certainly not letting Ballymena have it all their own way. If Ballymena thought that they were just going to turn up and roll over, you know, they've proved that is not the case, and they're going to have to earn this if they want this League Cup final.
It is a pleasant change, a cup final involving 2 teams that are rarely in these occasions. So it means there's a bit of the unknown in there. Here is Kane, wide to Jim Irvin. Ballymena building, but again, Carrick deal with the danger.
being very resilient at the back and doubling up on McMurray there and not letting him have any room or space to try and dribble at the defence.
One very good chance for either side so far. Here is Noble. Danger is still there. Look at all that time in the penalty area. And is that a shout for a penalty? And Carrick players certainly appeal, but the attack is still alive. Still might have a go, and Ross Glendenning hasn't been called into action in this half so far. Has had to deal with that Murray shot.
Yeah, and this is a penalty opportunity, and TJ Murray will have to start diving a bit better than that there. It was very theatrical, and I think it was a correct decision from the referee, but great shot then from Martin Murray. Obviously, first chance for Ross Glendenning to try and get the ball in his hands, and it was a comfortable save in the end.
The appeals were half-hearted as Ballymena looked for Friel. Doesn't manage to win the corner, but again just buzzing around that Carrick penalty area.
Yes, both of the strikers, Friel and McMurray, like to switch over, like to drift wide. They don't want to stay just through the middle. They want to cause Carrick back four problems, but so far Carrick have been very disciplined, and I think Aaron Callahan will be the happier of the two managers at the minute.
Here's Kane.
Be interesting to see how Tony Kane goes. He's had a hamstring injury through the week. You know, will he be able to last the full 90 minutes and potentially extra time?
Just that final ball again. But Ballymena still getting very good numbers forward when they have an attack like that. You get the feeling that if they can get that final pass right, it could be trouble for Carrick.
It's just making sure they don't get frustrated. Obviously, it's still tight. You know, they wanted to try and get an early goal for the confidence and maybe steamroller Carrick, but that's not happened so far.
Miller up against Murray.
Good tracking back from TJ Murray, but again, great burst forward from Leroy Miller. He's been very impressive this first half.
Series of first half corners, Ballymena. Kane's delivery again on top of Nielsen.
Fantastic goalkeeping from Brian Nielsen. Again, no problem, ball in the box. He's come and dealt with it. Confident, just what the centre halves want. When it's looping in there, the goalkeeper's positive, comes and collects and takes the pressure off Carrick.
Appointed in October, Aaron Callahan took over after Kieran Harding resigned.
Wealth of experience in the League of Ireland and has used that to good effect in the January transfer window, brought 4 or 5 players from down south and improved the squad at Carrick.
Here's Noble. What can he come up with? He fizzed that in across goal, didn't he?
Good strong play from Sean Noble. Gets the ball from the strike partner Daniel Kelly and drives into the box. Ballymena can't make the tackle and he flashes the ball across the goal, but unfortunately his strike partner couldn't get in to get on the end of it.
McAllister. Jenkins. Looks long, but McNally underneath it.
Another lovely little flick from Stephen McCulloch, showing his skills in the left back area.
McNally initially took a good touch. That's ended up over the building.
Yeah, that was extreme. Lovely skill from Stephen McCulloch, and then no prisoners from Mark Surgeoner.
Ballymena have won another corner.
And you would think if they keep forcing these corners, at some stage it's going to bear fruit. Carrick are working very hard defensively, but that's almost 10 corners now that Ballymena have got.
It's one outswinger this time, and again there was danger, and it was that man free.
Yeah, we said great ball in, outswinger from Tony Kane, and Friel attacks it well, and it's a free header, and a man who's been in the goals like him this season, he'll be disappointed that he hasn't hit the target and made Brian Nielsen work.
He is another with a good goal record against Carrick this season. He scored 3 in 3 appearances. He scored against most clubs, to be fair. Here is McMurray, wants to take the shot early.
Ball over the top, hooked on by Tony Kane, and McMurray gambles in behind and uses his pace and strength and has a half volley with the right foot, and he's getting closer, almost. Great play from Martin Murray. Great legs and energy, getting back, helping out his defence, and it's numerous times in the first half where he's got back and made tackles.
Well, we have noticed a contrast between the two managers, Aaron Callaghan and David Jeffrey. Let's hear more about that. Here's Graham Little on touchline.
Absolutely, Paul. We've come to expect from David Jeffrey over the years, particularly when he was the manager of Linfield, fireworks from the touchline. He used to call himself Buster Blood Vessel. He's being uncharacteristically quiet so far, almost reserved, I would say. Practically beatific here on the sidelines. Not what we expect from him. By way of contrast, Aaron Callaghan of Carrick Rangers, really animated, barking orders, literally kicking every ball, heading every ball. Principally concerned with getting cover for young Lee Chapman, who obviously is in at right back when he wasn't expected to start, and he's in trouble here again, perhaps.
Here is McMurray. And, you can see what Graham said, that David Jeffrey is usually that animated character. Will he be happy with what he's seen so far?
Well, Ballymena have had most of play and most of attacks. He'll be pleased, but he'll want at some stage to try and get the breakthrough and put Carrick under a bit of pressure.
Here's the latest corner.
I think a man of his experience, he's used to, he's won 31 trophies, so he's been there, seen it, done it. As I call him, the Alex Ferguson of the Irish League. He loves that when I tell you that.
Another effort on goal, but again, not testing Neeson, just that one effort on target so far.
Yeah, and they're knocking at the door, but it's just that final shot, final cross. McMurray's had most of the chances, but what I like about him, he's not scared after missing a couple to keep going and You know, if he keeps going at this rate, somewhere along the line he's going to get a goal.
And there he is. Steve mentioned 31 trophies, 9 league titles, 7 Irish Cups, 6 League Cups among them. Owes a lot to his backroom team, Brian McLaughlin.
Also as well, it's a big night for David Jeffries, a chance to surpass the great, legendary Roy Coyle in terms of trophies won as a manager. You know, he could go past him tonight, so maybe he's feeling a little bit more nerves more than normal.
We do apologise if any of the language from this lively crowd was picked up by our own pitch microphones.
Well, it's fantastic. We're almost in the crowd, Paul, and it's creating a great atmosphere. Great to see Seaview packed to the rafters and, you know, enjoying a very good game at the moment.
Waiting on the ball. Ballymena fans in no rush to get it back to him.
I think out of the managers at half-time, Aaron Callahan will be saying more of the same, and maybe David Jeffrey as well, because they're knocking on the door, but I think overall Aaron Callahan will be happier.
Carrick have a chance at the back post. TJ Murray, who had the opportunity earlier in the half.
It's great work here, cross into the box, and TJ Murray, who has been trying to break into the box from his right-hand side of midfield. It's a super cross from Sean Noble. Maybe could have done better going with his head rather than his foot, but another good cross in the box from Carrick Rangers.
Here's McMurray. Just not happening for him at the moment, but he is not about to give up without a fight.
Yeah, Martin Murray's been fantastic this half, breaking up Ballymena's plays, and maybe that's where they have the edge over Tony Kane and Alan Jenkins. There's plenty of experience there, but maybe Carrick have got a bit more legs in midfield, and this is Martin Murray showing all his defensive qualities and drawing the foul out of John McMurray.
Is there a chance for Ballymena right on half-time? Quite possibly, and it is into the net! It's Ballymena who draw first blood as they bid to win their first ever League Cup. Alan Jenkins scores, and it's a blow for Carrick Rangers on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, absolutely gutting for Carrick Rangers. Has defended so well, but it's been a trait of the first half. Alan Jenkins breaking from midfield into the box. And it's joy for them Ballymena fans, and Alan Jenkins in the twilight of his career. Great drive and run. Cross into the box, and Jenkins arrives on cue. Doesn't get tracked once. For the first time by Martin Murray, and it's an easy side foot tap-in. Fantastic link play from the midfielder. Showed his centre-forward's feel and McMurray how to do it with a cool, composed side foot finish. Just used the pace on the ball and guided it into the corner of the net, leaving Brian Nielsen absolutely no chance. And it's a body blow for Aaron Callahan and his troops.
Well, Jenkins, one of 3 players who started that League Cup final defeat against Cliftonville 2 years ago. He will have enjoyed that moment. He did enjoy that moment, as we saw. It's his second goal against Carrick Rangers this season.
And it certainly changed the half-time team talk. You know, from 1 minute going in, the game plan's going well, 0-0 for Aaron Callahan. He now has to lift his troops because they've certainly been well in this game. Ballymena's been on top in terms of possession and shots on goal, but it'll be very hard and a big task for Aaron Callahan to lift his troops to go again for the second half.
Well, they've won the Irish Cup on 5 occasions. They've never won the League Cup, but they have taken a small step towards that. At a good time in this game as the half-time whistle goes, and it is that Alan Jenkins goal that separates the two sides, the timing of that. And Ballymena will feel they deserve that. They were creating a lot without really testing Neeson. That one chance, perhaps from McMurray, but it was Jenkins who finished it off. And is that a fair reflection of the scoreline at half-time?
Yes, you'd have to say that, Paul. I think, like I said, Ballymena have had the most shots, a lot of them off target, but they've had the most possession. Carrick, as we said, doesn't score too many goals, so their game plan was going perfectly. They wanted to get the half-time 0-0, but obviously it was a massive body blow and a big 15 minutes for Aaron Callahan. He's got to tell his troops they've got to stick with the game plan and stay in the game. Next goal's crucial. If they get back in it, you know, it's all to play for. But if you see Ballymena getting the next goal, you could see them running out comfortable winners.
Half-time here at Seaview. It's Ballymena United 1, Carrick Rangers 0.
Seaview. We want to go the voice of young people.
Welcome back to Seaview at half-time. It's Ballymena United 1, Carrick Rangers 0. That goal from Alan Jenkins, the difference between the sides. Let's have a look at the first half action with Steve Lomas, and real excitement about this tie. Neither side has won the League Cup before, so there was a real buzz before kickoff, and it wasn't soon before we saw some action, Steve. That was that first chance of the game for Carrick Rangers.
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the first half. Both teams have went with 4-4-2, trying to get forward, and this is Leroy Miller for Ballymena crossing it into the box, and Johnny McMurray signalled his intent. He had 5 or 6 chances, but this is a very high tariff volley that he's trying, and would have been a spectacular goal, but he's got that in the locker.
And a real exciting partnership. We know those guys have scored so many goals between them. That was Jenkins.
Yeah, and I think that was a warning. The midfield holder, another great cross from Miller from the right, and breaking in between his centre forwards, and should have probably done better with a header, but you know, that sort of signalled his intent for later on, and it was a warning to Carrick. This was Carrick's best chance. It fell to TJ Murray after a great run from Noble, and he just slightly panicked and tried to slash too hard at the ball. It needed to be a bit more controlled, but that was a great chance for him to put Carrick in the lead.
That was McMurray testing Neeson for the first time.
Yeah, and he's been fantastic, Brian Neeson. He's had to be on his game, and McMurray again trying to dip and volley, and Neeson was more than capable. Flicked it over the bar, but a fantastic attempt. And this is Johnny McMurray again. He had most of the chances. It was a controlled volley. It come to him. He just tried to guide it into the far corner with a little bit of fear, and he applauds the service.
This is what Carrick responded with.
Yes, and it was more hopeful than anything. TJ Murray was getting into the box and more like a dying swan, and I think Willie Faulkner makes a tackle, but correct decision from the referee.
And that was Friel, that partnership. 30 goals between them, Friel and McMurray this season. There were signs there. Is this a sign of what was to come?
Yeah, they were creating a lot of chances, a lot of corners. And this is the goal here. Great run from Willie Faulkner. And we said he put a warning out early in the half. Alan Jenkins breaking in the box and just side-footing it coolly into the net. But it was a fantastic run. On all credit to Willie Faulkner. Drives to the byline, cuts it back, and Alan Jenkins arrives right on cue just to use side foot and use the pace on the ball. And it was heartbreak for Carrick after they'd put so much work into the defensive side of the game, and like we said, a big half-time team talk for Alan Callahan to lift his troops.
And that's what it means to Jenkins, who was part, as we say, of that losing side 2 years ago against Cliftonville. Well, he's in the starting 11 again tonight, and he scored the only goal of the game. The second half is next. Welcome back to Seaview. Let's get the thoughts of one former Ballymena United manager. He's with Graham Little.
Roy Walker, former Ballymena United manager, former Crusaders manager, two former players of yours playing starring roles, including the goal scorer.
Well, the goal scorer, very adept at that, Graham, arriving in the box late, getting on the end of something, kept it down well, nice body shape, got over the ball. But Alan Jenkins can give you that. So, and I think on the balance of play in the first half, they've just deserved it.
And Aaron Callaghan, of course, was a player of yours at Crusaders when you won the league here back in the 90s. How do you think he's handling this situation?
Well, one thing about Aaron is he was a rugged centre back in many people's eyes, but he's a meticulous manager. He'll have thought about the game, and I'm sure he's a plan, should the team have gone a goal down, how he's going to get the best out of his charges for the second half. But he'll be calm and he'll be considered, and I'm sure we can expect a little bit more from Carrick in the second half.
Thanks, Roy.
Well, great to hear from Roy Walker, former Ballymena manager. And we are just about ready for the second half. What will have been said in both sides' changing rooms at half-time, Steve?
Well, I think from Ballymena's point of view, David Jeffries won't want to become complacent. He wanted to get on the front foot again, go forward and try and kill this game off early. I think from Aaron Callaghan's point of view in Carrick, I think they'll still have to stick to the game plan, stay in the game as long as possible. They don't score many goals, but maybe they stay in the game and there's only one goal in it. They can come on and maybe put a sub on, more attacking player, and maybe go for it the last 15 minutes.
Just confirmation of the sides, no changes at half-time. Aaron Callaghan will have his work cut out at half-time, having seen his side go close to drawing level at the break. That Jenkins goal just a minute before half-time.
And like Roy Walker said, he knows him well. He'll stay calm. He'll tell the players not to change, not to go gun-ho and leave a lot of space. Stick to the game plan, that rigid 4-4-2, where 9 players get behind the ball and try and make it difficult for Ballymena.
Some urgency around Carrick. That'll be the first yellow card of the game.
Yeah, great run from Martin Murray. Did a lot of defensive work in the first half, but took the opportunity to drive forward and draw the foul. And good start from Carrick and on the front foot, and a great opportunity for this set piece.
Faulkner, who set up that goal for Jenkins.
It looks like Stephen McCulloch fancies this here with his left foot. He's lining it up, looking to test Ross Glendenning.
Hasn't scored a goal, McCulloch, since December, but he has got a good return for left back. What can he come up with here? He does have a go.
Tries to bend it into the top corner. Left-footed, tries to get the dip, just doesn't get it down quick enough. Good attempt, but you've got to fancy Ross Glendenning when he's that far out to make the save if it is on target.
Signed from Glentoran in the summer, Stephen McCulloch. Here he is again.
Good defensive header from Colin Loughran. Had to watch that. It was a difficult ball, swirling in the air. Dealt with it comfortably.
Here come Ballymena again. It is free. Neeson forced to react. A second attempt at it as well. And McMurray must wonder what he's got to do to score this afternoon.
It's great work from Cathal Friel on the left-hand side, gets a cross in, and McMurray gets ahead of the defender and nips in and just guides it wide of the post.
David Jeffrey. He does admit to being ahead of what he expected when he took the job, but it is clear the town has taken to him and his methods, that winning mentality.
Yeah, listen, everybody knows David Jeffries, he's a winner not only as a manager, as a player. He's given Ballymena, who also ran for many a year, given them a massive lift.
Good combination play, and it ends up with McCulloch as he run out of space to make something of that. He did just about, but he is eager to get back in as Ballymena clear.
And Aaron Callahan will be happy with the response of his players. You never know what way they're going to react when you get a goal so late before half-time, and he'll be pleased to trying to get on the front foot and cause Ballymena problems.
Called into action.
And positive start again, more pressure on Kyle Owen, and he had to give away the corner, and a great opportunity. They haven't had many in this game.
What can they respond with it? It's a teasing corner, isn't it, towards that back post?
Yeah, fantastic in-swinging corner from Stephen McCulloch, and I think it was Paddy McAnally at the far post. Just couldn't get enough of his head on the ball.
McNally, one of 4 players in this Carrick team to be signed directly from Ballymena, and Glendenning's called into action.
Good positive keeping from Glendenning. He knows he can't catches it, but he uses his fist to clear the danger, and that'll give him confidence. He hasn't had much to do in this game so far, Ross Glendenning. And
Glendenning played for Green Island Boys as a youngster. Same club that Johnny Evans came through before joining Manchester United. Carrick putting the pressure on.
Great bit of football from Martin Murray. He's really enjoying it. He's been one of the top men for Carrick so far in this game.
It is Carrick Rangers having just a good spell at the moment as they see what Ballymena are made of defensively. Ballymena standing up to it so far. I mentioned Johnny Evans before. Another Northern Ireland international born in Ballymena was Stephen Davis, the Southampton midfielder, preparing of course for his own League Cup final a week tomorrow. Southampton against Manchester United, a game you can see live on Sky. Here's McCulloch. Now Kane showing no ill effects of that hamstring injury that threatened to rule him out of this game. Now McMurray just looks for the space, and it's one for Friel to chase. Neeson had to read it correctly, and he did so.
Yeah, good starting position from Brian Neeson, sweeping in behind his defence.
There's Jenkins.
Great tackle from Mark Surgeoner. Clean, wins the throw. Ex-Ballymena United, so he's desperate to get a win over his former club.
Surgeoner scored the 89th minute equaliser, and then they kept Carrick up last season. They went on to win 2-1. Actually, Miguel Chines, an overhead kick deep into stoppage time after Surgeoner equalised. A real dramatic ending on the final day of the season, and Carrick were all but relegated with a minute to go of normal time in that game. They managed to stay in the division. But it is a welcome break from the relegation battle for them this evening. They are 12 points adrift of Ballymena in 10th, but 12 points clear of the bottom side, Portadown. As things stand, Carrick will face a relegation playoff, so a welcome distraction. And they've been helped by the fact Portadown were deducted 12 points for financial irregularities. They were then deducted another 3 points for fielding a suspended player. So Portadown not helping their own cause, and that has benefited Carrick as McCulloch tried to find a way through this Ballymena defence. It might fall kindly for McMurray, and it was an important touch. Ballymena still in possession.
They just really haven't got going this second half, and that's down partly to the fact that Carrick have started up really well, but David Jeffries will want them to try and get that ball back, get some passes, get it into the danger men.
McCulloch. This pitch does look like it takes a bounce. We have had spells of rain this afternoon in Belfast. Just it's the 4G surface, a little bit quicker than what we saw last night, a Solitude surface at Cliftonville.
Yeah, just with a newer surface and a little bit of rain, it tends to skid off. You've got to drop them in to people's chests and get people gambling off it. But Aaron Callahan will certainly be delighted with the troops, the way they've responded and trying to get back into this game. On the flip side, David Jeffries will want more from his Ballymena team.
McCulloch seen a lot of possession in this second half. A lot of the play coming down the Carrick left-hand side.
Yeah, he was a bit more defensive first half because Ballymena had a lot of possession, but it's getting forward. The more and more Carrick get the ball.
Good play by Freeland, almost set away Jenkins again. Another one of those surging runs from midfield, and Carrick have been sloppy, and that may allow Ballymena to continue the momentum of this attack. It is Freeland up against McCulloch, and well, Freeland's got away from this. A real chance for Ballymena, and it's McMurray who doesn't find the target, but a great chance.
Yeah, fantastic ability from Kappa Free. Little nutmeg on Stephen McCulloch. Drives to the byline, cuts it back to his strike partner, Johnny McMurray, who flashes the shot in, and it's a great block from Paddy McNally.
Corner's been taken short, a real chance here, and it was Loughran coming in.
Fantastic delivery, outswinger by Ballymena. And Loughran gambles, makes a powerful run into the box, and gets a free header, and possibly should do better. He should have headed that down into the ground, and that could have been Ballymena 2-0 up and coasting.
The son of the world champion boxer almost delivered the knockout blow for Carrick Rangers. It continues to be feisty.
Alan Jenkins trying to get Ballymena going with a few tackles and a bit of intensity in this play.
Freeland McMurray looking to link up again. You can see why they are one of the most formidable partnerships in this league. As Kane is clattered into.
I think it's that man, Martin Murray, all action style. Gets in and fouls Tony Kane. The referee having a quiet word, but he's all action, wants to be involved in every part of the game, tackles, headers, getting forward.
Into McMurray's feet, back to Kane. Jim Irvin. Faulkner. Faulkner looks for the space which McMurray has got himself into, looking for Kyle Owens, who had stayed up there. perhaps expecting a long free kick into the box. A number of the Ballymena defenders were still there. They had numbers in the penalty area.
Yeah, and that's what Aaron Callahan will be mindful of. They've got to keep their concentration at the back, and they switched off there for a second, and Murray nearly got on the end of the cross.
Adam Sally, Carrick need goals. He is a striker.
I would say that maybe that might be Daniel Kelly. He's been pretty ineffective tonight. His strike partner, Sean Noble, has had more of possession, and I could see that possibly being for him.
McAllister does well. Owens heads clear. Going to have the first substitution of the game. As we alluded to before, Adam Sully. And it looks like Clark is going to be the man withdrawn.
And all credit to Aaron Callahan, he's going for it. Another striker on, taking off a defensive midfielder, so he's showing his cards early in this half. Wants to be positive, throwing the extra forward on.
It is an incredibly positive move, and will it bring instant reward? And it was Murray making the run from deep.
It looks like a slight change in formation. They might be going 4-3-3 with Martin Murray gambling going forward. But like you said, Paul, very positive from Aaron Callahan.
Loughran has to deal with this under pressure from Carrick players. Here is chance now for Jenkins to get the ball into the penalty area. It's cleared out by Paddy McNally.
And all of a sudden, Paul, the game's become very stretched. There's a lot of space from being very defensive disciplined by Carrick. They've now opened the game up, and that maybe will suit Ballymena better than it will suit Carrick.
Here's Miller. Can he pick out the sky blue shirt? Battle's been keenly contested all over the pitch. Just a little scrappy in the last 5 minutes or so.
Both teams have put a lot of work rate into it, closing each other down, and maybe they're feeling the effects of that there, and probably get a few more goals with the game opening up.
It's a heavy touch has allowed Kane to win possession back for Ballymena. Diagonal ball, and it's turned into an outstanding ball for Willie Faulkner.
Fantastic diagonal, half foot, left foot volley from Tony Keane, crossfield to Willie Faulkner, who unfortunately miscontrolled it. But this man has set up the only goal with a fantastic run.
I mentioned it before, he plays full-back or in midfield, but he's the second top scorer this season. 18 goals, 12 of them from penalties, 4 from free kicks, and just 2 from open play. Carrick have done well not to give Ballymena a free kick just within a sniff of goal. It doesn't take much invitation to be a threat from those. But here's McCulloch, he just floats the ball in towards Glendenning. The leg's comfortable. Well kept in by Kane. Free to get away from Surgeoner. We talked about Ballymena's route to the final, 4-1 against Newington in the first round. Then they beat Linfield 4-1. David Jeffrey facing his old side. No free kick given. Carrick disappointed with that decision. Ian McNabb didn't see a foul. Going back to Ballymena's. Was it a free kick, Steve?
He just blocked him off, and I think he should have called that. The referee trying to let the game flow, so you can't blame him. I think he's done a very good job tonight. Hasn't really been involved, and that's a sign of a good refereeing performance.
There's also the 2-0 win against Warren Point in the quarterfinals for Ballymena, then that 3-0 win in the semi-finals against their big rivals Coleraine, and they certainly enjoyed that. It was 0-0 into extra time, and they scored 3 in extra time to reach this final. David Jeffrey is he is a serial winner.
Yes, and he's now getting a little bit more animated. He knows that they need that second goal to kill Carrick off, who are still in fighting and got an opportunity. Only 1 goal in it.
Owens forced into action as Carrick search for the equaliser. Their majority shareholder, incidentally, Michael Hughes, the former West Ham, Crystal Palace and Manchester City midfielder. He's not at the game today. He's in Spain at the moment, watching from Spain. Michael Hughes, a man you know very well, Steve.
The amount of money Michael has, he can do that. But yeah, fantastic player, and give Carrick a big lift with him being associated with the club.
He's not the only absentee, by the way. Peter Clark, the Carrick Rangers chairman, is on business in Mexico and couldn't get out of it. He's also had to miss the match as McNally goes in late on McMurray, and this will be a yellow card for McNally.
Yeah, he's got no alternative. It was a great bit of play from Johnny McMurray. Hopefully he's okay, but it was a pretty strong tackle. Ball comes into him, he reads it, lets it drift across his body and fools McNally, and obviously he has to bring him down. Great bit of skill from Johnny McMurray.
Lockran over this. Just look for that diagonal. Miller finds Frail, back in from Miller. Carrick have a break on. They have men forward, and that needed that foul, a smart foul, and it will be. Will it be a yellow card? It should be a yellow card, it is.
Yes, it's what we spoke about. Ballymena, they like to attack, but sometimes they become very open, and Carrick have broke on the counter-attack, and probably a good foul from McCaffrey. Got his team out of jail and took one for the team, bringing him down, had no alternative, and that's what David Jeffrey will be talking about, that defensive shape when you lose the ball.
McCulloch's delivery, it is wasteful.
Disappointing that from Steve McCulloch. He's got more quality than that, and you won't get too many opportunities to put an unopposed ball in the box, but that was very wasteful.
What does he need to do to change things up?
I think is still in the contest. It's only one. They've got to be concentration at the back, key, and obviously try and hit Ballymena on the counter-attack when they leave gaps, a bit like what they did. And obviously they've got to score a goal, something that they struggle to do. But is there a hero amongst them that can get Carrick back into the game?
Here's Free. McCulloch penalised for the push.
Yeah, clever from Frail. Just lets him come in and uses his strength and buys the foul from McCulloch. Clever play from Frail.
There is the goal scorer, Alan Jenkins. It's not required just yet. Just going to the penalty area eventually. And is there a shooting opportunity for McCaffrey? Carrick may be on for the break, but just too much done. And Ballymena all of a sudden are in a threatening position. Here is McMurray. Is there a second goal in this? And it was solid defending for McNally, and it needed to be.
Yeah, fantastic defending from Paddy McAnally. They give the ball away in midfield. I think it's Martin Murray. Tony Keane gets it out to Johnny McMurray, drives at the heart of the fence and tries to get it on his right foot for the shot, but fantastic defending from Paddy McAnally.
Well, it was certainly a feature of the first half. A number of Ballymena corners dropped right on top of Neeson. Here is the latest set-piece delivery.
Not one of Tony Keane's best. They want to try to miss that first man.
Jenkins are a real handful for any defender.
There's considerable size there for Brian Nielsen to get round.
Dealt with again by Carrick, but only temporarily. Break almost on. Important piece of defending. And it goes straight into the arms of Neeson.
That's one thing must frustrate David Jeffries. You know, for every week they score goals, they seem to concede just as many, and you know, it goes to show you when you've got a centre midfielder crossing it for his centre midfielder partnership, maybe one of them should just sit in and provide a little bit of balance. But you know, that's their tactics. You know, they've served them well all season, but it's given Carrick a chance to try and hit them on the counter, and that was a very valuable tackle from Leroy Miller to stop that counter.
David Jeffrey just looking slightly worried there.
He knows it's so close. He's talking to them about the concentration. Yes, we want to go and get that second goal, but we've got to have a bit of balance between attack and defence. And you know, they're getting numbers forward, but you know, Carrick are looking to hit them on the counter, and they've got good pace to do that.
The shot from distance, it didn't reach the goal. And is there a free kick in now? There is, says in McNabb, and it's incredibly wasteful.
Yeah, the referee could maybe have pulled that back. You know, Alan Jenkins wasn't 10 yards, but Martin Murray tried to take it quickly, and like you said, Paul, it was very wasteful, and Carrick just need cool heads. Try and work maybe one more pass to get into better positions to supply that killer pass.
On the final straight now, in almost inside the last 15 minutes for Ballymena. They desperately want that name on the trophy for the first time. Both of these sides do, but it is Ballymena in a highly encouraging position as Carrick at the free kick.
Foul from Johnny McMurray, and he's acknowledging that on Paddy McAnally. Paddy McAnally was aggressive, wanted it more than Johnny McMurray, but I think if you asked Aaron Callaghan, he would have been happy. If he said to him before the game that they'd still be in it with 15 minutes to go, he'd have been more than happy, especially with the firepower that Ballymena have.
This is teasing from McCulloch, and Glendenning needed all of his presence and expertise in those situations, and he dealt with it very comfortably.
Yeah, he hasn't had much to do, Ross Glendenning, but concentration was very good there and gives good positivity to his defence.
Ballymena coming forward at pace here. There was a clip there. This may well be another yellow card.
Yes, I think it's Lee Chapman. Rightly so. The young man got caught out of position. Forward ball. Breaks to... just doesn't get in a good defensive position quick enough and has to foul. McCaffrey. Another opportunity now, a little bit closer to the box. Can Tony Kane produce one of his specials?
Well, we've given him the big build-up. Let's see what he's made of. We know he's done it time and time again.
It's a very similar position where he scored against Crusaders.
Was at Blackburn as a youth player, Tony Kane. Remember, he has had that hamstring injury going into this game, but whether that has any impact on his ability to hit a good free kick. It is Kane, and it is towards the top corner, and Neeson forced to get across, but again demonstrating what a set-piece threat he is.
And he answered our questions. Could he? Dipping and swerving. Fantastic save from Nilsson, turning it onto the post. Crossbar, sorry. But he's been doing this all year, and we just come to expect it, but it's fantastic ability to hit a dead ball like that there. But Brian Nilsson was more than up to the task and kept his team in it, and Carrick is still fighting to get back into this tie.
Will Neeson be forced into action again, and what a miss that is from inside the 6-yard box. It's the man who scored the goal, Alan Jenkins. Closer in this time, and he's put it over the bar.
Well, I don't know how he's done it. It was actually a good save from Nilsson. I think it's McMurray in there causing problems. It breaks to Alan Jenkins, and when he was so composed for the first goal, he just needed to bundle that over the line, but I don't know how he's missed that, and that could have been game over.
Well, that is a let-off. That is an incredible miss, really, from Alan Jenkins.
He did brilliant getting in there, but just lost his composure in the final moments there, and will Ballymena rue that missed opportunity?
Well, if Carrick do somehow find an equaliser, it will game will go into extra time, followed by penalties if it ends a draw, but as things stand, that is not required. Instead, Ballymena look the more threatening. If anything, they will be the ones that kill off this game, and Freen was almost away from McCulloch.
He's given Stephen McCulloch a bit of a tough time. He nutmegged him earlier. He's went out wide, and McCulloch gets the yellow card. Went by him far too easily. Great dribbling from Cathal Freen, and McCulloch had no alternative but to bring him down.
Defensively, McCulloch has not enjoyed that battle. Not many in this league do enjoy defending against Cathal Freen. Neeson has shown his worth in the last couple of minutes. As Ballymena up the tempo, looking to kill this game off. It is Kane's delivery, and Ian McNabb has spotted something in there. Let's see what Ian McNabb is looking to do here.
I don't know what Ian McNabb wanted there. Very strange.
They get a second go at it. It is Kane's delivery again. It could drop anywhere. The attack is still alive, and it is McCaffrey. TJ Murray just possibly guilty of overplaying, but he recovers well and he draws the foul.
Carrick haven't given up. And they're still fighting, scrapping to get back in this game, and it looks like Aaron Callahan's making one more change.
Nathan McConnell, very experienced striker in this league. Eamon McAllister, the man to make way. And again, it's another positive change from Aaron Callahan. It's got to that stage of the game where he perhaps feels that he needs to do it into the last 10 minutes of this League Cup final. They do have a chance to get the ball into the Ballymena penalty area, and they are trying to fill the box. Every Carrick outfield player inside the Ballymena half at the moment, as McCulloch prepares to deliver. What can they conjure up? Can they find an equaliser? It could fall kindly, and it's landed the wrong side of the crossbar from a Carrick perspective, but it was a big, big chance.
Yeah, it's a better delivery from Stephen McCulloch, and I think it's Paddy McNally causing problems in there, and I think it finally falls to Selly. Has an opportunity just to lift it with his head over the goalkeeper, Ross Glendenning, charging out. Unfortunately, from Carrick's point of view, it just goes over the crossbar, but is that the chance? Is that Carrick's chance to get back in the game?
Ballymena's response to that is to make a change, and it's Fran McCaffrey, 5 goals in his last 7 appearances. He's in fine form at the moment. Didn't quite happen for him today, but he has put in a shift for Ballymena. And Conor McCloskey is a former Carrick Rangers player. Joined Ballymena from Carrick. Will Carrick be left to rue that Adam Sally chance?
David Jeffries, you see how nervous he was on the touchline, pacing up and down. He knows with it only been one, they're vulnerable to something like that there. But like you say, was that their one chance, or can Carrick go again and create another opportunity?
Well, he overtakes Roy Coyle, doesn't he, if he wins this trophy today. He will go to 32, level with Roy Coyle for so long. 2 highly successful managers in Irish League football.
And also his first trophy for Ballymena, so he'll be desperate to get that first and foremost, and any personal achievements will be secondary, but yeah, it would be a great achievement that to surpass Roy Coyle. You'd never have thought. This is another chance for Ballymena. Drifts inside and it's high and wide, and Ballymena just want to try and get that second goal just to kill the tie off, and you know, because as long as this goes on, Carrick are going to commit more and more bodies forward.
Talked about David Jeffrey closing in on his first trophy as Ballymena manager. What does that do for a club, Steve, perhaps that maybe haven't been used to winning, not like Linfield when Jeffrey was in charge? What does that do when you get that first trophy?
Well, I think it gives confidence. You know, I think he's talked about top 6 as a first objective, but to win a cup, it gives town a big boost. Over 2,000 tickets sold within an hour of going on sale. So, you know, the David Jeffrey factor has certainly given Ballymena the desired lift.
Carrick Rangers sending on Chris Morrow. Chris Morrow was initially not named on the bench this afternoon, only when Stephen Quigley got injured in the warm-up. Lee Chapman moved to right back, started right back, and Morrow found his way onto the bench. What a story that would be then if he could somehow find an equaliser for Carrick Rangers. But it's Ballymena who attack at the moment. The shot is not cleanly struck, but it's found its way comfortably through to Neeson. But Morrow, very experienced player. He's won trophies at Crusaders, so he's well used to playing here at Seaview as well, and he is on as Carrick try to find their way through with time running out. Is there a space is opened up for TJ Murray inside the penalty area, and he goes over in the penalty area, nothing given, and it will certainly be a talking point. Not many protests from Carrick Rangers players. It's only now they're beginning to surround the referee.
Yeah, and it's a great run from TJ Murray. He plays a 1-2, gets it back, and he gets body checked, and you've seen them giving McCluskey stepping across him. Fantastic driving run from Murray. Maybe just outstrengths him, loses control of the ball, but that was a 50-50 decision, and Ballymena got the benefit of the doubt.
Certainly a decision for referee Ian McNabb to make, and he said no penalty, but he has awarded a free kick, which Ballymena disagree with.
And that was bizarre. I think he's evened that up. Jim Irvin definitely didn't foul him, but obviously after the penalty call, he's been taking a bit of stick to the referee, and he's given the foul. Don't think that was a foul, but a great opportunity for Carrick to deliver it in the box and create another opportunity.
It'll be McCulloch with the delivery, and it might fall kindly. Glendenning has to get down to it, and Nathan McConnell, on as a substitute, almost finds a way through for Carrick.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball in from McCulloch, but Nathan McConnell, with his back to goal, wraps his foot round it, and a fantastic save from Glendenning.
Carrick putting on the pressure for the time being, and that one is dealt with, but it will be a throw-in for Carrick Rangers.
Fantastic goalkeeping, great concentration. Hasn't had much to do this half, but when called upon, he's dealt with it.
Morrow's concentration being tested there as he delivers towards the back post, and that wasn't far away.
Be disappointed at Chris Morrow. He knows he had Ballymena under pressure and needed a better cross and let Ballymena off there.
Time running out for that man on his side.
One thing he can be certain, he'd be proud of his players. They've given everything and should have really have got back on level terms with that Sally opportunity. But the players have been fantastic, vastly underdogs, but they've put up a brave performance.
Here's McCluskey, finds Friel. Friel has won the last couple of battles with McCulloch, but McCulloch stands tall on this occasion and deals with any danger.
Yeah, good defender from Stephen McCulloch, from Friel, but David Jeffrey will be happy. Ball up in Carrick's tight side of the pitch, and I don't think they'll be in too much of a hurry to take this. Quite possibly, maybe somebody come for a short corner just to try and keep the ball in there.
Not the most packed penalty area, but Ballymena head does still win that. Neeson will look for one of these huge kicks.
Maybe that would have been more advisable for Tony Keane, just to get somebody to come out and keep the ball in the corner. It's give Carrick another opportunity to get the ball forward and put a bit of pressure on.
Here is Noble. Can he find a way through? Obviously build up, and it just gets away from Carrick. Well, they have never experienced the side winning a League Cup, and they must feel it's close. Alan Jenkins' goal, the difference, and David Jeffrey just bringing on reinforcements, trying to see this game out. That'll be Gary Thompson on the way.
Just trying to eat a bit of time, and Ballymena now have just got to be professional. They don't need another goal, just need to kill the clock off, keep the ball in Carrick's half and be professional. All the little tricks of the trade.
Well, it's getting that point of the game where we ask Steve Lomas for man of the match. Who's your choice today, Steve?
Yeah, there's been a lot of good performances. Brian Nielsen's been excellent for Carrick. You know, all the players have put in a shift. But if it's to be the winner, Alan Jenkins, in the twilight of his career, to score in a cup final, it might never happen again, and especially if it's the winner. If Ballymena can hold on, and David Jeffrey's making a sub, trying to kill a bit of time, but my man of the match is Alan Jenkins. Fantastic performance, and we've seen the goal here. Another great run from Faulkner into the box, driving run, and Johnny on the spot, arriving, defying his years, getting up into the opposition box in a very cool and calm finish.
4 minutes for Carrick to rescue this, or can Ballymena finally see that it is Friel, and he just runs into trouble.
And maybe that was lack of experience from Freely. I'm sure David Jeffrey would have said to him, take it in the corner, but he wants to score a goal. He scored in every round, so he's desperate to score in the final.
4 minutes out of time.
Confirmation of that substitute there. Thompson did come on for Tony Kane. Ballymena looking to seal this. There is space in the area, and that was the chance for Gary Thompson just on, and Neeson has to deal with it, and now it is a properly open game, and Chris Morrow, who has no support.
And I think if David Jeffrey had any hair, it would certainly have been pulled out. Ballymena just won another goal. They don't need it, they just need to take it in the corner and kill the game.
Here is McCluskey, the former Carrick Rangers. Can he finish it? He does finish it! McCluskey has done it against his former club, and Ballymena surely now will win the League Cup for the first time in their history.
And what do I know, telling them to take it in the corner. And there you see, picture David Jeffrey, absolutely delighted. It's a fantastic finish from McCluskey. Just breaks in, feeds it out wide, takes a first touch and blasts it into the far corner, leaving Brian Nielsen no chance. Absolute screamer, and great way to confirm the League Cup to Ballymena United for the first time in their history.
That's what it means to Conor McCluskey, and what it means for Ballymena is that they are so close to that name being on the League Cup trophy, a trophy that has eluded them for so long. David Jeffrey, perfectionist to the end.
Well, he was calm first half, but he's in touching distance of that record and achievement, and you see what it means to him. That's why he's won so many trophies. He's a winner right to the very end.
Substitution for Ballymena. Coming off, number 27.
Johnny McMurray, that's an end to his night. Another hard-working performance. He has been a handful for Carrick.
He is being replaced by number 9, Darren Henderson.
Darren Henderson, who scored that third goal. A wonderful team goal he finished off against Coleraine, their rivals in the semi-final, and he's going to get the last minute or so. Is there more in this for Ballymena? Those supporters, you can see in the Seaview stands, are moments away from celebrating. It's Ballymena's day. Not quite the final whistle, but he knows now. League Cup champions. That's what it means to David Jeffrey. A different shade of blue at Ballymena, but it's the same old story. Trophy number 32 for him as a manager. David Jeffrey, a serial winner. Alan Jenkins' goal just before half-time gave United the lead. And it's those Sky Blue supporters who are celebrating this evening. They have made club history.
Yeah, fantastic achievement for Ballymena, first time in their history. Fantastic achievement for this man, David Jeffrey. 32 major titles as a boss. That is fantastic personal achievement. He won't be thinking that way. His first major trophy for Ballymena. Fantastic and a great night. Alan Jenkins, man of the match in my opinion. Will he ever score a winning goal in the cup final again?
Well, they're all taking in the celebrations. Conor McCluskey there, the former Carrick Rangers player who came off the bench to put the seal on it.
Once again, congratulations to Ballymena United. Congratulations to Carrick Rangers.
Loughran, that's how much it means to him. Well, let's get some reaction to this wonderful victory for Ballymena United. The goal scorer of that first goal, Alan Jenkins, is with Greenland.
Alan Jenkins, man of the match. Congratulations. People are saying it's coming towards the end of your career. If it is true, what a way to finish it.
Oh no, it's certainly not the end of my playing career. It's coming towards the end, as you rightly say. 35 now, but my goodness, all the days of my career are worth it to get a day like this. Absolutely fantastic. You see the crowd, the supporters, they deserve it. We've had some tough times over the years, and to go from where we've came from to get here today is magnificent for the manager, for the backroom staff, for the players, and most of all for the supporters.
You got one of the most vaunted strike forces in the league. How come they couldn't score? It took you to show them how to do it. What do you remember of the goal?
Great run by Willie Faulkner. Seemed to glide by 2 or 3 and just try to get on the end of it and try and make a good connection. And one in the second half, I made too good a connection and put it into the shore road. But however, I'll enjoy the one that I did get, and it was a vital goal, and we're delighted, absolutely thrilled.
A word about your manager, not even been there a year and he's delivered a major trophy.
Yeah, first class. That's what he does. He wins trophies, and his enthusiasm and the way he's got his organising, his professionalism is rubbed off, and we're reaping the rewards of it just now.
Alan, congratulations. David Jeffrey's here. Hello, David. Congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed.
How does it feel to be the most successful Irish League manager ever?
Well, I'm just ecstatic today. This is about Ballymena United. It's about the board. It's about the supporters. It's about the players. This is about them today. Brian McLaughlin and I were given a job to do when we first came in. Save the club from relegation, and then see what you can do. And Brian and I are so very proud today.
Let's be honest, towards the end of the game when you were 1-0 up, you were roaring for the players to go to the corner. You weren't expecting that second goal, were you?
No, it was typical me. I probably knew nothing about it. I thought, please go into the corner. That's a sensible thing to do. I know it's not nice for the viewers. They're probably going mad. You know, this is really boring. And then Conor McCluskey scores an absolute thunderbolt. What a way to win the final. Tremendous.
You haven't even been at Ballymena a year. What are your plans and hopes for the future now? You've already delivered them a major trophy.
Well, what we set out at the start of the year was to get in the top 6. That's where we want to get to. This is a bonus. This is a massive bonus. But the bread and butter is the league, and so we've got to. We'll certainly enjoy tonight, but then we refocus next week away to Ballymena. Vitally important we get that top 6 place.
David, many congratulations.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Well, there you go, Stevie. Just keeps on winning, is that the right outcome today?
Yes, I think overall they deserved it. Ballymena with a better team. Feel a bit sorry for Carrick. They put up a great show and hung in the game. The game plan was perfect. stayed within it and had that one chance at the end, Sally, to get back on level terms, and who knows what would have happened. But you know, they can be proud of the performance. Aaron Callahan, we're proud of how his boys, the effort they put in, but it's Ballymena's day and thoroughly deserved.
Let's get some more reaction now with Graham.
Many congratulations, Johnny. You worked so hard. I suppose you were wondering what on earth you had to do to get a goal.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even count up how many chances I had, but man, I'm absolutely over the moon for myself and the boys, and long time, a load of work paid off, so I'm absolutely buzzing.
You're on an incredible run at the moment. I make that, I think, 11 wins out of 13. Where's this come from?
I don't know, to be fair, we kind of have wee spells where we would do all right. At the start of the season we had like 11 unbeaten, and then now we're 11 again, so the main thing is we wanted to win the cup, and now we're just sixth place, and that's really us now.
And there must be a big ambition to kick on beyond that.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is. Obviously, for anybody that want to play full-time football, so there's no better place to do it on live TV, and I think I've done alright for myself for this. So.
Just finally, Alan Jenkins won't let you forget the fact that it had to be him who broke the deadlock.
Yeah, geez, I don't know what. The guy he had one shot the whole game. I think I had 13 or something. But I'm absolutely delighted for the big man cried and everything. He's been here so long, and if you could have picked the player probably to score a winner in a cup final, you would pick him. Like, so, many congrats, big on. Absolutely over the moon for him.
We'll let you go and get your hands on the trophy. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Johnny McMurray bursting with happiness there. What does it do for the mentality of a club? Group of players haven't won a trophy before. Not many. Jim Irvin, Alan Jenkins, an experienced player, but not many have won trophies. What does that do for a club going forward?
It just gives them confidence and positivity. David Jeffries is building a young squad, and like you said, Paul, not many of them have had a final, so they're also in the quarter-final of the Bass House Cup with Coleraine. So another big night to look forward to, so that breeds confidence winning, and obviously that's 11 wins in 13, so they're in good form.
And they'll take great confidence into that game against Coleraine, and perhaps even the upper hand, because they've beaten Coleraine already, and to reach the final of this competition.
I think it's just the David Jeffrey effect. What Linfield must be looking at this and thinking all them trophies he won, and now he goes to Ballymena, and he's lifted this club up in the town, and you can see the support they've received today, and you can see it getting better. And I think if they just get that balance between defence and attack, they can maybe put up a challenge and challenge Crusaders next season for the league title.
No doubt these celebrations will go in long into the night. The fist pumping from David Jeffrey. We've been well familiar over the years in Irish League football to see scenes like this, usually in front of the Cop stand at Windsor Park as Linfield manager. But David Jeffrey has begun a new chapter of his managerial career. A trophy less than a year after joining, and that's a nice moment between manager and man of the match.
Yeah, I think Alan Jenkins has been through a lot of the tough times, and has a nice little touch from David Jeffrey. He realises it's a great moment for Alan Jenkins. Been through troubled times, but to score the first goal in the cup final at his age, he must be buzzing.
And let's get a word on the runners-up Carrick Rangers. They're fighting this relegation battle at the moment, and it's been a superb effort from them today. How big a factor was the timing of that opening goal in the outcome of this game?
Yes, it was a body blow, but they didn't do well in that there. They came out second half and give it a go, and like I said, key moments, that chance, that Sally chance at the end to draw an equaliser. But since Aaron Callahan's come in, they've been a lot fitter, they've been a lot more organised, and you've seen that Ballymena had to fight very to the end. And like I said, looking likely they're going to be in that playoff position, but they're in a lot better position now than they were 3 or 4 months ago.
It's Paddy McNally, who is a former Ballymena player. Ballymena players enjoying this moment. They will enjoy this moment.
And rightly so. It's been a tough road to the final. They've had to do it the hard way with the Coleraine and Linfield, so rightly deserved to enjoy the night. First time for a lot of them receiving their medals, so they'll go and enjoy tonight's and I'm sure there'll be one hell of a party in Ballymena tonight.
And the moment they've been waiting for is not far away. A new venue, a new name on the trophy. Here comes Jim Irvin. He's used to lifting these trophies. It's a sky blue day. Ballymena United, Northern Ireland League Cup champions. Beaten finalists 2 seasons ago. They have finally got their hands on that trophy.
Yeah, great scenes, Ballymena, fairly deserved. The David Jeffrey effect continues, and you can see Ballymena going from strength to strength.
Well, those Ballymena players will quickly get back into normality. The supporters will enjoy themselves tonight, but league games, big league games coming up, big cup games coming up, we've talked about. And it does feel like there's a real positive mentality around this club at the moment. But those are the celebrations. They will no doubt go long into the night. And just a final word, Steve, just to sum up these scenes.
Yeah, fantastic, and great to see David celebrating with his background staff. They're the unsung heroes in this, to do all the untold work, but great scenes for these lads, and fantastic to be part of this here. That, like I said, they made history, the first Ballymena team to win the League Cup. They'll go down in history.
Well, nobody will get that off him anytime soon. Ballymena United have won the day. They have beaten Carrick Rangers by 2 goals to 0.
Thank you for your attendance. Congratulations, Ballymena United.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live.